Hey Danny, I was just wondering what was your reaction from you guys when you heard about the indictments in the Breonna Taylor case, and how were you in the meal room when you found out?
We were on our way to having a meeting. A lot of us, some of us were getting treatment. Brian texted the group chat that there was about to be an announcement made, um, and some of us said we weren't. Probably, some of us were near TV, some of us weren't. Some of us were getting treatment, and on our way to the meeting to do film and clean up. But the responses that I saw and that I got and that I discussed briefly with my teammates before I got into the meal room and watched film, um, nobody was really happy about it. It was disappointing a little, and I guess in a sense, something was done, but it wasn't enough. Most guys thought it was definitely not enough. We're still, you know, it's a tough one. It's a tough one, but we're still trying to make the proper steps. We haven't got a chance to reconvene. We need more time as a group, not just as our team, but as everyone in the bubble and outside the bubble, to figure out how we can continue to get progress in these certain aspects, in these certain categories, in these certain communities. Um, I said because what happened today wasn't enough. We felt, and I'm sure most people around the country felt the same. That are, I guess, in our type of same predicament or in our communities. Um, so yeah, prayers out to her family. We're still thinking of them. We're still seeking justice for them as well as many others. Um, and hopefully, so this is a step, and it's a step, but we need a lot more progress made than what has been today.
Danny, it's Dave. About a month ago, the Jacob Blake news occurred and rippled throughout the league, and obviously, you guys took a pause from actual games. And there was a lot more teams in the bubble at that point. The teams that were in the bubble weren't a couple games away from the NBA Finals,
Mm-hmm.
and so I understand it's a different situation. But what would be your suggestion or thought of, you said you guys hadn't reconvened. What could you guys do next, or what do you think you should do next, even just to open up a dialogue?
I think when the teams have a break, like how Miami and Boston did, there's time to actually reconvene. And obviously, there's time in between each round that we can take to reconvene and discuss. Um, Hopefully, we continue. Obviously, basketball is a small part of the bigger picture and what we're doing here, but hopefully, we continue to compete, and make it to the next stage where we have still here to discuss it. But you know, we just got to take advantage of the days that we have and the time that we have that we're here together, and use the platforms that we have to our advantage.
Allie?
Kyle?
Danny, as you mentioned, one of the missions of the bubble was to bring sort of attention and focus to some of these issues. Do you feel like that mission is being achieved? Do you feel like there's a sense that you get that you guys are being heard outside the bubble?
I think we're being heard, but obviously the goals that we're trying to achieve, we're very far away from after seeing today's verdict. Um, it's like it was a disappointment. We felt like we've, not saying taking a step back, but we haven't made the progress we were seeking, or our voices aren't being heard loud enough. Um, but we're not going to stop. We're going to continue. We're going to continue to fight. We're going to continue to push. We're going to continue to use our voices. Um, but yeah, I said after today's verdict, and it seems like every time we turn around and look at the news, there's always something disheartening or disappointing, and that's from all standpoints of what's going on in our country. We're not happy about it, but can't give up hope, can't quit. Got to keep fighting and try to make things better, not just for us, but our future children, future grandkids. We want it to be a better place here for them to live.
All right, Tanisha, do you have any on your end?
Yes, Melissa?
Hey Danny, two questions for you. First of all, how did you sustain the finger injury? And then second of all, you personally have opened each presser in the bubble demanding justice for Breonna Taylor. Do you feel discouraged by this?
Yes, I think we all were kind of a little disappointed about it, more than just a little, but uh, I'm not a negative person. I usually try to look at the positives. I don't try to get down or get discouraged too much. I try to do as much encouraging as I possibly can, to everyone around me, which helps keeping myself encouraged.
I know the timing of practice is maybe a little tricky, but there was an announcement in the Breonna Taylor case. Are you aware of this?
Yeah, it was. It happened right before we went into, honestly, just minutes before we went into our team meeting. Yeah, obviously the results of what happened is not significant enough, and not harsh enough in the eyes of people that are fighting for justice for Breonna Taylor. And I'm not sure legally what the process is next. I have to do some more research and find some more information out. But hopefully there are more steps to be able to gain better justice for her.
And as a follow-up, obviously these cases have happened before, and you've talked about how you've learned a lot from your teammates, and obviously you're wearing Black Lives Matter across your jersey. In this specific case, are you just feeling it differently than you might have in the past when things like that come out?
Yeah, I mean this whole progression from being home quarantined and having time to think and time to learn and time to just gain more knowledge on stuff that I wasn't knowledgeable enough about has been great for me. But obviously there's still a long way to go, and like you said, this isn't the only case that's ever happened. This isn't the only situation like this that's happened. So there's definitely progress to be made. This one step of still not even in the eyes of many gaining enough justice for what happened. There's still so many more steps that are involved that are going to be put into place, and just stuff that needs to be done to have more progress. And this one case, I think, is the focal point right now. But even since then, there's been more black innocent people that have been killed, and it's gonna be a long journey, and then stuff like this is hopefully small steps in the right direction. But there's such a long way to go.
Mark Spears?
Yeah, Alex, can you talk about?
I'll answer this question, even though you got the LSU cap on. My Aggies aren't too happy with that, but we'll keep going. Yeah, there it is. Football season's right around the corner.
National championship. Beside the point. Just I don't know if you could share what the team reaction was when you got the news, and were you on that phone call with her mother earlier in the bubble that she had with the players?
Yeah, the Zoom phone call where she talked to everybody. Yes, I was part of that. And then as far as team, we haven't had too much time together yet since it just the news broke right before our team meeting. But a good number of us were in our team meal room watching it on TV as the news broke, and lots of opinions and thoughts on it. But I'm sure we'll have a collective team kind of, I don't know what the right word for it is, but expression, just to be able to come out and talk to each other and kind of say how we're feeling.
What do you remember from the call?
How hopeful, the people close to Breonna were, how much strength they have. Because, I always try to put myself in the position of the people that are going through stuff. I try to be as emotionally connected as I can. And I try to imagine if that was one of my sisters or one of my parents, and those people are a lot stronger and a lot more professional with the way they handle themselves than I think I would if that happened to somebody I knew. So just the strength that they have and the fortitude for them to just keep fighting.
Hey Coach, I'm not sure if you've seen the news quite yet, but the charges came down for the Breonna Taylor case, and only one of the officers was charged with endangering the neighbors, and the other two were not charged at all. I know it's early, but have you guys seen the news, and do you have any thoughts on the actual charges that came out so far?
Yeah, actually, a few thoughts. We were breaking up our staff meeting, heading into our team meeting, TJ, when the news was kind of breaking out of Louisville. I know that Jeremy Grant and our team has probably been the one player that has spoken out publicly the most on Breonna Taylor's case. I know that two of the officers were not charged. The one was charged, I think, for wanton endangerment, I believe is what they label it as. And then I did see something that I have to get some clarification on, that the Attorney General made a mention of, that this was not a no-knock warrant. which I've been led to believe all along that it was. And I just put myself in Breonna Taylor's boyfriend's shoes. If I'm in my house, I'm in my apartment, whatever I'm living in, and somebody breaks into my house at 2, 3 o'clock in the morning, I'm going to feel like somebody's should not be there. So it's tragic. I know that there's a curfew been in place. Wes Unsell's family is from Louisville. He's got a lot of family down there. And when I think of that case and the tragedy of those police officers getting off, it also makes me think a lot closer to home in Elijah McClain and his case in Aurora, Colorado, and how we're still demanding justice for the police officers in Aurora who were involved in the death of Elijah McClain. And that is still not the case. So just tragic. I know that we've been using our platform down here, TJ, to try to bring about education and a voice. And a lot of players on our team especially have also spoken out on justice for Breonna Taylor. And we have not gotten that justice. And that's a shame. And hopefully that will change at some point.
I mean, it's disappointing. It's depressing. It's not the outcome anybody wanted. So, yeah, that's a touchy subject, so I'm just going to leave it at that.
I mean, we had heavy heart. I mean, what news are you talking about specifically?
Let me read it because I don't want to say it correctly.
Today, the Attorney General in Kentucky decided that they were going to charge one of the 3 officers involved, not directly with Breonna Taylor's death, but with firing shots into 2 other apartments that weren't actually her apartment. So as it stands right now, there will be no criminal charges brought against.
See, I didn't even know that. I don't have Instagram. I don't have Twitter. And you said that happened today?
Yeah, just Michael Malone said it happened as you guys were walking into practice.
Yeah. See, I had no idea, but I mean that's.
Well, I'll read this. It's 3 counts of first-degree wanton endangerment by the grand jury in the fatal shooting of Breonna Taylor. So no other officer other than Brett Hankinson has been charged at this time.
I mean, there's really no words for that. Everybody knows that's not right. And I mean, this is the first time I'm hearing about that, but like that's heartbreaking because I know a lot of people have been doing a lot of stuff to try to get the justice that situation needs. And to hear that happened is not right. Yeah.
Thank you for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.
Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.